Okay, greetings class. We're going to do, excuse me, IT105 Assignment 4. I have a little bit of a cold, so I apologize for that. And the first thing it wants us to do is start Publisher and open the PBPB04A. So to get PBPB04A, you have to go to this website here, or look in Lesson Deliverables for number 4. Once you go to that website, what will happen is the website will open up. It'll look like this right here. You're going to click on student files. You're going to save the student files to a location that you're aware of. It'll save as a zip file. You double click on the assignment or the zip file. You pull out the assignment, the files that you need. There should be 3 files. There should be 2 picture files and then one PBPB04A. We're going to go ahead and open that up. We'll be working in this file. I'm going to File. I'm going to save it as. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to get rid of these 2 first. These are previous ones. And I'm going to save it as PBPB04A underscore dimensionally. And click yes. Okay, so now we've got the file that we're going to be working with. The first step is step 1. We're going to insert a picture. It's a picture from the files provided that I saved on my desktop. It's going to be image 1. It pulls everything open, so we're going to get that corrected. Next thing we're going to do is click on picture. With the picture selected, click on picture to format. We're going to crop to shape. We're going to make it an oval shape. We just hover over it. There's our oval shape. And then we're going to drag the cropping corners to go around the dog's head. Okay, so we can simply click here and move around the dog's head. I seem to be grabbing the wrong handles. I want to be grabbing the handle and not the 0. So that's okay. There we go. So we can get it like that there. So we're going to go until we get around this dog's head. And both of these steps, step 2 and 3, is basically getting the dog's head to be the only thing in the oval. Okay, so we're just going to continue to manipulate that dog's head there. Okay, once we get that, we'll put this there. I'm going to try to reduce some of that background and just simply get it around the dog's ears and not so much everything else. So that'll take a couple minutes. Just get that dog's ear. There we go. I'm going to drag it over here to the right column. We want to put it at that 1-inch mark, and that is, I believe, one of the steps later on. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, so that was all the cropping and moving of the dog's head. That was steps 2 and 3. We're going to do step 4. We're going to adjust the picture of that. I'm still going to move that head a little bit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on the picture. We're going to click on Picture Tools Format. And we're going to go to Corrections. We're going to go to Brightness. And we want it to be Brightness 50, Contrast 40. So I just continue to move and highlight until I find Brightness 50 column. And then go down to Contrast 60. I think I said 40, but 60 is the answer. So that's 70, so that should be 60 there. Okay, again, we're going to click on the picture, click on Picture Tools Format, and we're going to change the border, picture border, and we're going to do Accent 1, and then 119, 95, 85. 119, 95, 85, right there. Okay, and we're also going to go back there. We're going to go to Picture border. We're going to go to weight, and we're going to make it a 4.5 point. Okay. Okay, next we're going to move this picture so the top of it's at that 1-inch bar. If you notice while moving this picture on the left, there's a bar on the ruler here, right over here, that moves up and down when I move the picture. So I just am simply paying attention to that to put it on the 1-inch bar. There happens to be a line there. So I'm able to adjust it pretty good. And then to the width of the column. Okay, so it looks like we've gotten our dog there. And I use the up and down arrows to slightly adjust if need be. So I click on the picture, go down, go up. That helps a lot too when moving tough stuff. I'm going to insert word art. And it wants us to use gradient fill purple outline white. So that would be right here. Click on that. It wants us to type in pet rescue. And this, folks, is step 7 and 8. We're going to click OK. And then it wants us to move it to around the dog's head, fitting in that column there. Right? Okay, so that seems to be step 7. Step 8, it wants us to stretch it out, which we went ahead and done that. This is step 9, to click on that and change that shape fill color. So we click on the picture, we click on shape fill, we click on accent 1, which is this column right here. And it should be 119.95.85, so we click OK. We've got the right color now for that. Okay, folks, we are on step 10. We're going to insert a rectangle. So insert shape rectangle. And this part's going to take a while here. We're going to draw it. It says the length of the page. So we're going to go ahead and draw this rectangle. The length of the page, it says 8.5 by, I think, 3/8. Let's see, 8.5 by 3/8 inches. So pretty close to that there. And talks about covering this whole right column, and talks about that this rectangle should extend into this gutter section, right? This section right here. So it does. It goes to the right and top and bottom corner. It extends the page. We're basically trying to cover that whole dog's head. So now what we're going to do is going to right click in the shape, right? And we're going to go to Format Auto Shape. We're going to go to Fill Effects, and we're going to create a gradient. And this gradient needs to be, it wants us to go to Top Spotlight Accent 4. Top Spotlight Accent 4. It wants us to click on the rightmost gradient stop, which is right here. Right, 3 of 3. Rightmost gradients, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3 of 3. Right, and it wants us to click on the color button. So we're going to go down to this color button. And it wants us to select our accent 1. There it is. We're going to click on type linear, which it's already there, type linear. Direction. Linear right direction. Click linear right direction. It's linear. Linear right direction. Okay, and then this should be okay for this box here. I did want lighter 60 on this. Looks like step B is lighter 60, so we're going to go back here. We're going to do lighter 60 instead of lighter. So that was 11A, B, C, D. So or actually A, B, and C. We're going to click OK. It wants us to go to the line area for 11D and click on the color and click No Outline. Then click OK. Okay, so now we've got the color that we want. So we're simply now we're just going to click on the drawing tools format. We're going to send backwards and we're going to send it back so that our picture takes the front and the back of it is the actual outline or rectangle that we just created. Now we need to click on the address text box. Click on the address text box, click on drawing tools format. For step 13, we're going to click on our text box, our address box. We're going to go to drawing tools format, and it says in the directions shape styles more button, and so you look for the shape styles, and I don't see a more button, but then more button is right here, and it shows a picture of the arrow down. Seems pretty horrible, but we're going to go ahead and hit that. It's the bottom arrow down with the line, and it wants us to do diagonal gradient accent 4. So I think it is, we're going to look for the column that says diagonal gradient, linear gradient. I think maybe this one. Accent 4, right? So diagonal gradient accent 4. We click OK, and the format has changed for our text box. Okay, so we're going to next go on to complete page 1, which is step 1. Click Insert, click Online Pictures. And this may take a while. You do need to be on the internet. You cannot search online without being on the internet. And you type in the word cat and hit enter. So it wants us to select a cat that looks close to page 277. So we're going to look for a cat. It doesn't have to be the exact cat. So we're going to go ahead and search for the cat. And folks, I don't want you to spend too much time on this cat, right? So I'm going to go ahead and select that cat right there. Click insert. Okay, takes up the whole picture, so we're going to have to resize that. To crop it to oval, so I click on it, make sure I'm on picture tools format, crop, shape, oval. I'm going to go ahead and pull that in to get the cat's head. Yeah, that was a misgrab there. Sometimes you gotta. These are a little bit finicky, right? So sometimes we have to click in it and get that bottom upside down T. And when I get that upside down T, that tells me I can move it. So here it's not, right? So I need to move it down a little bit. Get that upside down T. Probably want to get his ears in there. It's probably a little bit too big. So yeah, we'll cut out some of his ears. We'll cut out some of his mouth here. So we're going to continue to resize this. You could do the same. I'm not going to show you how to resize that in the video. It takes a while, so I'm going to pause it and I'll resize it and I'll be back. Okay, so I've resized my cat's head. I'm going to go ahead and click in it. I'm going to go to, and I'm doing step 2, where we're going to apply 5-point soft edge. So I click on picture format, picture effects, soft edge is what I'm looking for, and then 5-point soft edge. So I've gone ahead and done that step. That's step 2 of complete. Next, I need to resize the picture to 2.3 inches wide. So I simply right click in the picture, right? I selected it. Let's say I'm over here. It's not selected. I select it. I right click in the picture. I format the picture. And I go to picture size, and I want to make sure that width is 2.3. And then it asks me to position the cat in the upper left corner of the page at the intersection of 1-inch ruler guide, left margin. So here's the 1-inch ruler guide. I'm going to go ahead and position the cat. So I'm going to grab the box and put it at the 1-inch ruler guide. So step 4 is to click on Picture Tools Format. So with the picture selected, Picture Tools Format. Excuse me, folks. And we're going to click on Wrap Text Type. And it wants us to do a right side only. So I right clicked on the picture, format picture, the layout. We want to do right only, type, right only. Okay. Okay, folks, the next step is to go to page 2 of your document. We're on page 277, number 1. We're going to click insert. We're going to insert a picture. We're going to insert our image 2, click OK, and our cat comes up and tells us it wants us to crop it, but it wants us to crop it using some rules. And the rules that it's suggesting, of course, are from the book, right? It's saying to use the 2/3 rule or fill the frame focus. And basically the 2/3 rule is that if this was divided by 2 lines, vertical and horizontal, you want to put your object in the middle portion intersecting. Or fill the frame is that the focus of your picture should be on the object with little to no background surrounding it. So we're going to go ahead and crop it using those rules, right? We want to kind of fill the frame with the cat with some little surrounding background as possible. Once we've done our 2/3 or our fill the frame, we're going to right click on the picture. We're going to format the picture, and the width of the picture needs to be 3.2. And then we're going to put it at the bottom left of the page. So it kind of fits perfectly in that column. Step 3, we're going to click on our picture. We're going to go to Picture Tools Format, Corrections, and we're going to do 50/60 again. So there's the 50 column. It's currently right here. That's selected, but we're going to do 50/60, which is right there. That's how I could check you in your class. It's going to highlight which picture you have selected. So I'm going to verify that 50/60 is selected. The cat's still selected. We're Pictures Tools Format tab. We're going to go to Caption, and it wants us to do the reverse layout 2. So we simply find it in here by hovering over it. Reverse layout 2. We select that. Then it wants us to type the caption. Jane was a feral cat. So I'm going to go ahead and type this in. It's on page 4. I'm going to pause the video, type it in, and then you'll see it when I'm done. Next, we're going to insert a picture placeholder. This is step 5. So insert picture placeholder. It appears up. It wants us to change the size and width, and I'll do that in just a minute. Then it wants us to drag it over to the 1 inch of the right column. So we've gone ahead and done that. Right click, format picture. It wants the size to be, looks like 2.7 height and 3.2 width. So we'll go ahead and get that out. Click OK, and our picture is then formatted. Okay, so next we're going to click on this picture symbol in the placeholder. And what it wants us to do is search office.com for clip art. Excuse me. Well, you can see that my Microsoft account isn't linking to my publisher. So I simply did a search of dog and cat here, which pulled up a Bing search, and I was able to find that picture. I'm not really, I don't mind which ones you use, but I did find it. I saved it on my desktop, so I was able to just insert that picture here. I can include that in the student files so that you don't have to look for that either. The point is that you can do different searches to find different types of pictures. 7 just talks about selecting that picture of the dogs rubbing the nose and then adjusting it to put it in that window, and then you click off of it to accept that cropping. For the next step, step 8, it says start Excel and open PBPB04B from the data file. So again, another data file that you need from that website I showed you initially, right? You get that data file from that zip file, PBPB04B, and it's in Excel, and here it is. All right, so I just simply just double clicked it to open it. Right, it's in Excel. And if you say, but Professor Schmeling, I don't have Excel. Well, the school does offer Excel for free, right? So if you go to, um, if you log into learn.deltaed.com and you click on the e-resources, need the e-resources, this is Office 365, and it gives you directions on how to get Office for free. And then it says, if you need help, go here. So if you're having problems with your Office, just simply call that number. I can't fix it for you, but they certainly. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open Office. It says it wants us to highlight A4 through D12. We're going to right click with that highlighted. We're going to copy it. We're going to go back to our publisher file. We'll click in there. And we're going to go to the Home tab. We're going to go to Paste, Paste Special. We are pasting an Excel object, and we click OK. And we simply throw it where we need to put it there. I think that's right by the picture. I'll have to verify. Those steps that we just performed were pretty much 8, 9, 10, and 11. So now we're going to do number 12. It wants us to double click this, which will allow us to modify that Excel spreadsheet, right? It wants us to go to D5, so D5. And it wants us to do a formula, and the formula is equals, right? That in Excel, when you put that equals, it's saying, okay, I'm going to do a formula for you. And it wants us to put equals, I guess I spent too much time, B5 minus C5. We could either click on that or we could simply type it in, hit enter, and it calculates that formula for us. So it basically wants us to do that same formula for all of these. There are several ways to do that. The way the book's discussing is to click back on the Home tab, click on Copy, and then go here, highlight all of them, and click the Paste button, right? You just click Paste. You could just simply drag all the way down, and your formula does carry over. Either way is acceptable as long as those formulas are in there. Step 14 is a little bit hard to read, but basically I want you to be able to display all this data. So like if you've copied over the header, you just, and these are okay, but the other header in the Excel, if you remember, there's a title here. If you copy that over, you need to go ahead and delete that. I've deleted it in Publisher, so I was just able to highlight here, right click on it and delete those cells. And then it's telling you to drag this, these lines, these borders, so that you can see all of those numbers, right? All that data. So if you've done that and you can see your data, you're successful. If not, you will have to manipulate these diagonal lines here to see all the data that's available. Step 15, click Insert, click Shapes, click Line, and you're going to draw a horizontal line just above the text box in the center column. So right above here, we're going to draw a line straight as we can. And that's it. Next, we're going to format this line that we just drew. So if we clicked out, we just click on that line, we go to Shapes, Format, or Shapes Outline, I'm sorry. We're going to select the RGB 153. I believe it's this row here. And we're doing 102 lighter 40. There's that. We're going to change it to a 4.5 point, right? Let's make it thicker. There's that. Step 17 says, with the teacher's permission, print the publication. Do not print it. I could see that electronically. So our form is done here, right? We have completed page 1 and page 2. And what I've noticed is that each one of these seems a little bit different, right? So I've done this a couple times, and the word text seems to be different in each of them. And even when you look at the picture on page 276, it starts of unwanted kittens. So it's a little bit confusing, but I'm okay with what you've done here, as long as the goal and objectives of the color and picture formatting are complete. You're going to save it, save as, right? We've already have the name, so you should just reconfirm that save, yes, and you're going to upload it into Millermont. Okay, folks, that's it for assignment 4. This is also used to do your course project 4. Very similar. You just use the same concepts to create your course project. Okay, folks, good luck to you.